Hello, my friends. Welcome back. Today we are going to walk into a true and powerful story. It is the story of a road, but not a normal road. This road crosses mountains, forests, old towns, quiet fields, and rainy villages in the north of Spain. Its name is the Camino de Santiago. In English, we call it the Way of St. James. For more than 1,000 years, people have walked this road. Kings walked it. Poor farmers walked it. Monks walked it. Sick people walked it. Lonely people walked it. Brave people walked it. Some people walked because they wanted forgiveness. Some walked because they wanted hope. Some walked because their hearts were broken. And some walked because they wanted to feel close to God. But how did this road begin? Why did people start walking across Europe to one city in Spain? Why did one quiet place in Galicia become one of the most famous pilgrimage places in the world? To understand this, we must go far back in time, back to the 1st century, back to the story of a man named James. James was one of the 12 apostles of Jesus. In Spanish, his name became Santiago. He was a fisherman before he followed Jesus. He was not a king. He was not rich. He was a simple man from a simple life. But his life changed when he heard the call to follow a new path. After Jesus died, the apostles traveled to tell people about his message: love, courage, faith, and new life. Old Christian tradition says that James traveled very far west, to the land we now call Spain. We do not have strong proof of every detail, but this tradition became very important for the people of Spain. Later, James returned to Jerusalem, and around the year 44, he was killed by order of King Herod Agrippa. This made James one of the first apostles to die for his faith. His friends were full of sorrow. They did not want his story to end there. Then the legend begins. The legend says that the body of James was placed in a stone boat. The boat crossed the sea. It moved from the eastern Mediterranean all the way to the far west, to the coast of Galicia. The sea was wide, the winds were strong, and the journey sounded almost impossible. But legends often carry deep feelings. They show what people believed in their hearts. The legend says the body arrived in Galicia, in the green and rainy corner of northwest Spain. There were forests there, hills, small villages, and quiet paths. The body of James was buried in a secret place. Then time passed. Years became centuries. The Roman world changed. Kingdoms rose and fell. People forgot the exact place of the tomb. For hundreds of years, the tomb slept in silence. No great city stood there. No crowds came there. No bells rang there. Only the wind moved through the trees. Only the stars shone in the dark sky. The secret waited. Then, in the early 9th century, something strange happened. A hermit lived in that area. His name was Pelayo. A hermit is a person who lives alone, often to pray and live a quiet, spiritual life. Pelayo lived near the forest, away from noise, away from rich houses, away from power. One night, Pelayo saw lights in the sky. Some stories say he saw a bright star. Some say he saw many lights over a field. The lights seemed to point to one place. They were not in a palace. They were not over a castle. They were over a quiet field, in a lonely place. Pelayo felt that this was not normal. His heart began to beat faster. He watched the lights. He listened to the silence. Maybe he felt fear. Maybe he felt wonder. Maybe he felt that the dark field was trying to speak. Pelayo went to the local bishop. His name was Teodomiro. He was the bishop of Iria Flavia. Pelayo told him what he had seen. The bishop listened carefully. A simple hermit had come with a strange story, a story of lights, a field, and a hidden place. Bishop Teodomiro did not ignore him. He went to the place. He searched the ground. He looked carefully. And then, according to tradition, they found an old stone tomb. Inside were human remains. The bishop believed that these were the remains of St. James. Imagine that moment. A quiet field, a hidden tomb, a bishop standing in silence, a hermit looking at the ground. Maybe no one spoke for a while, because they believed they had found something that had been lost for centuries. The place later became known as Compostela. Some people connect the name with the Latin words for field of stars, Campus Stellae. We cannot be completely sure about the name, but the image is beautiful. A field, stars above it, and a lost tomb below it. News of the discovery traveled quickly. In those days, news moved slowly compared with today. No phones, no internet, no trains. But powerful news has feet. It moves from mouth to mouth, from village to village, from church to church. The king of Asturias heard the news. His name was Alfonso II. He ruled from Oviedo, a city in northern Spain. When he heard about the tomb, he decided to go there himself. He wanted to see it. He wanted to honor St. James. So Alfonso began a journey. He traveled from Oviedo to the place of the tomb. This journey later became known as the Camino Primitivo, the original way. Many people call Alfonso the first famous pilgrim to Santiago. He did not walk for fun. He walked because this discovery was important for his kingdom and for his faith. The path was not easy. Northern Spain was wild in many places. There were mountains, mud, rivers, cold mornings, and dark forests. Travel was dangerous. A king had guards and servants. But still, the road was a road of effort. Every step had weight. When Alfonso reached the tomb, he ordered a small church to be built there. It was not the great cathedral we see today. It was simple, but it was the beginning of everything. A small church rose above the quiet place, and with that small church, a great story began. At first, only some people came. Local people, monks, nobles, priests. But slowly, the name Santiago grew stronger. People said, "The apostle is there, in Galicia, at the edge of the known world." People began to feel that walking there could change the heart. In the Middle Ages, life was hard for many people. There was hunger, sickness, war, and fear. Many people could not read. Many people never traveled far from home. But the idea of pilgrimage gave them a goal. A person could leave ordinary life, take a staff, wear a cloak, and begin again. The road to Santiago became a road of hope. A person could carry pain on that road. They could carry guilt. They could carry prayer. They could carry a question with no answer. And step by step, the road listened. More churches were built. More bridges appeared. Monasteries opened their doors. Villages grew beside the path. People gave food to pilgrims. Doctors and monks helped the sick. Blacksmiths repaired shoes and tools. Bakers sold bread. Inns gave tired walkers a place to sleep. The Camino was no longer only one road. It became a living river of people. Roads came from France, from Portugal, from Italy, from Germany, from many parts of Europe. They all moved toward one place, Santiago de Compostela. One of the most famous routes became the Camino Frances, the French way. It crossed the Pyrenees Mountains, then moved through northern Spain, through towns like Pamplona, Burgos, Leon, and finally, Santiago. This route became very important in the Middle Ages. But the Camino was never just about geography. It was about the human heart. Imagine a pilgrim in the 11th century. He wakes before sunrise. His feet hurt. His clothes are wet from rain. He has a small bag, a wooden staff, and maybe a shell on his cloak. He eats a little bread, drinks water, and starts walking again. He does not know where he will sleep that night. He does not know who he will meet. He may be afraid of thieves, wolves, storms, or illness. But he keeps going, because Santiago is ahead, and hope is ahead. The scallop shell became the great symbol of the Camino. Pilgrims often carried it. Some wore it on their hats or clothes. Some used it like a small cup for water. The shell also had a deeper meaning. Many lines on the shell come together at one point, just like many roads come together at Santiago. When people saw a shell, they understood. This person is a pilgrim. This person is on a sacred journey. This person has left home for something bigger than comfort. By the 12th century, the Camino was famous across Christian Europe. A great book called the Codex Calixtinus helped pilgrims understand the route. It included prayers, songs, stories, and practical advice for travelers. It even described roads, towns, rivers, and places where pilgrims could rest. Think about that. Almost 900 years ago, people already needed a guidebook. They wanted to know where to go, where to sleep, what dangers to avoid, and what places were important. The Camino was not only a path of faith, it was also one of the great travel networks of medieval Europe. Santiago de Compostela grew into a strong and beautiful city. The small church was replaced by larger buildings. Then came the great cathedral, stone by stone. Year by year, the city became a place of bells, prayers, markets, and tired feet arriving from far away. For many pilgrims, the last steps were full of emotion. After weeks or months of walking, they finally saw the towers of Santiago. Some cried, some laughed, some fell to their knees. Some walked in silence because words were too small. They entered the city with dust on their clothes, pain in their legs, and light in their eyes. They had crossed rivers, mountains, fear, hunger, and loneliness. But they had arrived. Inside the cathedral, they gave thanks. Some touched the holy place. Some prayed for family. Some prayed for peace. Some prayed for a new life. The journey had changed them, not because the road was easy, but because it was hard. And this is the secret of the Camino. It is not only about reaching Santiago, it is about becoming a different person on the way. The road takes something from you, your hurry, your pride, your noise, and it gives something back, patience, silence, strength, and sometimes peace. The Camino had difficult times too. In later centuries, fewer people walked it. Europe changed. Wars came, religious conflicts came, new ideas came. Some old pilgrimage routes became quiet. Grass grew over parts of the path. Some villages forgot the sound of many pilgrim feet. But the road did not die. It waited, like the old tomb in the field. It waited in silence. In modern times, people began to walk the Camino again. Not all of them came for the same reason. Some came for faith. Some came for healing. Some came after a loss. Some came because they wanted to slow down. Some came because modern life was too loud. and they needed a simple road. Today, people from all over the world walk to Santiago. They carry backpacks instead of medieval bags. They use maps and phones. They sleep in hostels. They take photos. But many feelings are the same. The tired feet are the same. The morning cold is the same. The kindness of strangers is the same. The quiet question inside the heart is the same. And the old story is still there. A fisherman named James. A hidden tomb. A hermit named Pelayo. Lights over a field. Bishop Teodomiro searching the ground. King Alfonso walking from Oviedo. A small church, a growing city, and then 1,000 years of footsteps. This is the origin of the Way of Santiago. It began with faith, memory, legend, and a discovery in a quiet corner of Galicia. It grew because people needed hope. It survived because roads can sleep, but they do not always disappear. Maybe that is why the Camino still moves people today. Because every person has a road inside. Every person has a place they are trying to reach. Every person carries something. A dream, a sadness, a question, a wish. The Camino says, take one step, then another. Do not worry about the whole road today. Just walk the next part. The mountain will come, the rain will come, the tired day will come, but also the sunrise will come, the kind stranger will come, the warm meal will come, the church bell will come, and one day the towers of Santiago will rise in front of you. And when they do, you may understand something simple and deep. The road was not only under your feet, the road was also inside your heart. Thank you for walking this story with me today. I hope it helped you feel the old magic of the Camino de Santiago. And I hope it helped you learn English in a calm and beautiful way. You are doing very well. Every story you listen to is one more step on your English journey. Please tell me in the comments what story you would like to hear next. And if you enjoyed this story, please like, subscribe, and come back for the next peaceful journey together. Sources used for factual background include historical summaries of the Camino's 9th century origin, the role of Bishop Teodomiro and King Alfonso II, and the later importance of the Codex Calixtinus as a medieval pilgrim guide.